Hi, this is Dr. Gale, and this is an explanation of one of the assignments for week 5, and I'll talk about the other one in a minute. But there's a lot going on in week 5, so you have to sort of be on your toes. Um, so there is this part here. There's two parts to this assignment, this part and this part. This part sets the stage and gets you ready to do this part. So what you're going to do is when you're reading your directions, this is really important. This sort of is like a rationale. It sets the stage. And then what you're going to do is review the Behavior Intervention Plan, BIP example. And you're going to stop. And you're going to say, where is it? And I'll show you where it is. It's those templates and examples are always under the study materials. So this is the BIP template example. So you're going to click on that and you're going to get an idea of what you need to do. You're not going to read further in your assignment directions. You're just going to do it just the way I'm showing you. So you're going to, look at it. So this is an idea of how you would set it up. You notice how they have numbers and they're sort of short sentences, and they have goals here. You might take a look at the goals. You'll notice that they're all measurable. So in other words, here it says during free time. Let me download this. It's important because if you don't write your goals out correctly, you're going to lose points on it. And you should know how to write goals. You're all going to be teachers or you are teachers. It says here during free time, students will interact in positive ways and staff 90% of the time. 90% is measurable. Student will go to lunch without supervision 90% of the time. It's measurable. 90% of the time, 90% of the time, they're all measurable. And so anyhow, this gives you an example of what's taking place. So then you're going to go back to the assignment directions. So you know you've seen the example. And then it says, then use the behavior intervention plan template to complete this assignment. Stop. You're going to go over here. Whoops. You're going to go over here and you're going to look up here. That's the example. You want the template, which of course will be the exact same thing as the other, except for it won't be filled out. When you submit your assignment, you're going to make sure that you have your name on it. Okay, so then you're going to go back to the assignment directions. Now you have two documents that you've looked at. It says to complete the assignment, identify one student, not two, one. From the class profile, stop. You're going to go to the class profile now, and you're going to locate it. And I happen to have it here. So we're not talking about any student in here. We're talking about students with disabilities. So you're going to locate one with a disability. You're going to locate one of them. You need to demonstrate your understanding of what that disability is all about in order to complete the assignment. So then coming back here to the assignment directions, it says you're going to locate one student from the profile who would benefit from additional intervention, so they need additional intervention. You're going to complete a behavior intervention plan to include these. You're going to use the template to do that because that's what it says. It says use the behavior template to complete the assignment. And the assignment is to do this and that in relation to the student in the class profile using the template and using this as an example. So you're going to do that. Then after that's done, in a 500 to 750 word essay, describe strategies teachers can use to respond to challenging behavior during classroom instruction. Your essay should include these topics. Now, let me go back to the template so I can see something and I can show you the assignment directions. The entire assignment has changed. If you're if from earlier courses. If you have taken this course before and you're taking it again, don't go by what you had before. So anyhow, you're doing that, and it does not have a place for a rationale. You could put your rationale here, and then it'll be all in one place. But I would actually recommend that you create a completely different document, and put a title page and all that type of thing, and then create a new paper. So you're gonna submit 2 deliverables, one deliverable and second deliverable, and then you're going to describe. Now, so it says your essay should include the following topics. First of all, it's going to be 500 to 750 words. You should be checking your word count while you're writing it and after you write it. While you're writing it, so that if you're elaborating or spending too much time on something, you can cut that out and make sure you have an even distribution. 25% here, 25, 25, 25, not including an introduction and conclusion. So describe and provide. 2 things you're doing. And tells you 2 things. Describe and provide implementations examples. So you're not only providing the examples, you're describing them. Of the following strategies. Now notice something. Specific praise, comma, choice making, comma, effective group contingencies, comma, contingent instructions, comma, and timeout. That means that commas mean you include that, and means all of them. Describe how or if these communication strategies can be used to motivate and encourage individuals' disabilities, how to adapt to different learning environments. So there's a lot going on in that sentence. Basically, you're going to concentrate on strategies that can motivate and encourage individuals with disabilities how to adapt to different learning environments. Because they're going to have different learning environments. They're going to be in the classroom. They're going to go to the bathroom's not a learning environment, but they're going to go to the classroom. They might go to art. They probably go to gym. Those are all different learning environments. So, but you're going to describe how or if these communication strategies that you identified up here does that. Discuss any cautions related to using each strategy. So if you miss out a strategy, you're going to lose points. It says each strategy. Describe decision-making process that teachers use when deciding how to intervene on challenging behavior when engaged in instruction. So you're teaching and all of a sudden someone flies off the deep end. Describe the decision-making process. What's going on in the teacher's head that teachers use when deciding how to intervene? So someone acts out in the classroom. What is the thought process that this teacher is going to go through to address that? Support your findings with a minimum of 2 scholarly resources. Use the rubric. This is the rubric. Okay. So in other words, in order to earn all your points, the essay comprehensively describes and provides insightful implementation examples of all required strategies. So if you accurately describe them, that's sort of what minimally. Here you're doing it somewhat comprehensively. But remember, you only have 500 to 750 words. Essay thoroughly describes how communication strategies can be used. Mindfully and professionally discusses realistic cautions. So you want to make sure you're looking at this. So you are going to have a thesis statement. So that's basically it. So that is what is required for the first assignment.